prisión, Wilson Manyoma, Borbona.
Masters of None, episode 125.
Episode 125, and we'll start with some quick announcements. If you guys want to check out the shorter version of what we do on here after this episode, there will be some shorts and some clips posted throughout the next few days. Also, if you guys want to check out the audio version of this podcast, if you have a little bit less time or you don't have a subscription to YouTube Premium, you'll be able to listen to it in the background on different apps like Spotify and Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and you can find it pretty much anywhere that you can find audio podcasts.
Facts.
So that's it. And follow us on social media. All the links are down in the description if you guys want to keep up with what we're doing and see our future content and the stuff that we have in the works. So, that's what I got for announcements. What you guys got? Say what's up to Twiz, everybody.
What's up? Yo, I want to say that's a good idea that you do all those announcements in the beginning.
Cool.
Very smart.
Thanks, man. No, I figure if people don't have the time to wait around to the end and they have some questions about where to find us, now it'll be a little easier.
No, I think it's great. Twiz, your volume up? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I'm trying to check right now.
Oh, I think I know exactly what it is.
What?
I think his mic ain't plugged in.
Ah.
Yeah, it's plugged into that other little device over there. He'll figure it out. He's a smart guy. Let's jump right into it. Twiz is going to try to figure out his mic thing that is connected to the black little box interface, and now you're going to plug it into number 3. All right. A lot of stuff going on since we last spoke. A lot of things have happened since we last spoke.
It's been an eventful couple days, to say the least.
100%. And I think just like any other exciting week, it's like always supported by Kanye West going crazy on the internet. I think like there's not a single like historical week of like mass hysteria or like great media runs. Yep.
All right, good.
Or great media runs that don't like include Kanye going on like a Twitter rant or doing crazy on Instagram.
And this weekend was no different.
No different.
And if anybody hears us sound a little different, just give us a heads up. But I think we should be good. So crazy weekend with Kanye. With Ye.
With Ye.
Because I did notice he was saying that people been saying his name wrong. He said, if I change my name, I'm Ye. He said, if I change my name to Ali, I'm Ali. But you guys keep on calling me Cassius. And I was like, damn, it's kind of real.
Yeah, I mean, I get it 100%. He's not wrong. But it is hard. People call Diddy, P. Diddy, Puffy.
Papa Diddy Pop.
Yeah, Sean Combs, S. Dot.
You remember that from that music video? You remember that, Twiz, from the music video?
What?
I think it was More Money. I think it was More Money, More Problems.
More problems?
Yeah.
I thought he was like Love now. Was his name like Love or
I don't know, but
something like that?
So Twiz is right. Well, I don't know about him being right about I don't even know what to call him. Diddy. Sean Combs.
I think he's Puff. Yo, we're cutting out, I think.
No, I don't hear us cutting out.
No, I don't. I think we're good.
Might be my headphones. Carry on.
So I think that that just goes to show you, it's like it's hard to keep up with all these fucking guys, right?
It is, and it's
Changing
another
it.
one of those things. Like we've known you by this name forever. I was still calling Prince, even though how would you call him previously? You had to put a stamp on like a piece of like cardstock and hold up the symbol. How are you calling Prince? Like, how were they referring to him?
He was the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah,
but then he became that symbol.
That's what that means. The artist formerly known as Prince.
Oh, that's what that meant.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought every time you wanted to address him, you had to hold up a sign with that shit.
Nah, you talking about
right.
the guy who used to be called Prince.
Got you. So that's what that meant. All right. So it was like a tribal tattoo that meant something special.
Yeah. You know what? I'm remembering last week we talked about the beginning of this Kanye incident about people being upset because they alleged that he made some anti-Semitic remarks in the on Instagram. Then he gets suspended from Facebook and Instagram. And I don't remember what we spoke about last week in reference towards his statements. And it's like the statements are kind of irrelevant in my opinion. If you have the ability to say, if we live in a place where you can say whatever you want to say, then the subject matter should kind of be borderline irrelevant, right? You should be able to kind of say what you want to say. if that's where we live, right?
Yeah, I agree because I don't really want to get into everything that he said or he didn't say or what was factual, what wasn't. It's more so this plague of canceling that's happening. Whenever somebody says something that one group doesn't agree with, whether they're offended by it or they're not, whether they consider it to be something distasteful or they don't, we're starting to tell people that they can't talk anymore. And it's been happening for a while, but now it's getting crazy. Like, like Kanye's bank stopped messing with him. Like Chase cut their relationship with him. I don't know if it was because of this, but I think it was earlier on, possibly with what you were talking about before. So, I mean, I don't know I don't know really what's going on. I don't know if you guys have a take on this, but this is scary, man. This is scary. You say the wrong thing or you say something that somebody doesn't agree with, especially in long form content, which we make.
Yeah.
Over the course of a long conversation, I mean, and people can take stuff out of context and try to attack somebody's ability to speak or somebody's ability to conduct business.
And you've seen it, we've seen it happen time and time again. We've seen it with the top G, Shmandrew Schmate, most recently.
True. Very true.
Him being silenced as well. And I'm not, I don't think that we're not saying that what these people are saying is correct, but there's people that can say that the earth is flat. When we talked about this, like, I don't even want to say the word, when we were talking about that thing that was going on, the Shmamic, and people being, essentially their entire careers being canceled because of, misinformation.
Yeah. And which is a completely subjective concept, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. I always said this about everything, and I know it probably doesn't apply. It's not going to apply everywhere. But a lot of things are facts until they're proven wrong. Especially in medicine. I mean, I don't wear a lab coat to work, but I think that's why they call it the practice of medicine, right? For a long time, if you were sick, you went to the doctor's, he told you to, go home and, drink this or drink that. Now they're kind of like, well, drink water. You don't really need the juices. They're full of sugar and shit like that. I don't know if it's because of the quality of our juices now or whatever the case may be. But you look at, the studies that said that saturated fats used to contribute to heart disease. And then they turn around 20 years later and they say, well, they don't really contribute to heart disease. So, like, everything's a fact until it's not, right?
I mean, if, that big company that made that Shmeen that everybody was taking that started with a P, but you didn't hear the P. They actually just came out. It just came out and it's publicly that they admitted that the Shmation wasn't schmelping anyone.
Yeah, you guys speaking pig
Yo,
Latin
you know
today?
what else
Yeah, the pig Latin is lit today, man.
Didn't they also say that they didn't even test it on its ability to not
To prevent.
That wasn't a part of its testing. Testing.
Yeah, it's and it's like you said, anything can be considered damn it, that word.
Yeah.
I just don't even like saying these things. But anything can be considered misinformation, if you wait long enough.
Yeah.
Right? If you wait long enough, everything is.
Yep. They said, don't eat the egg yolks. The egg yolks will make the egg yolks will make you fat. You don't need those. And then they're like, well, all the nutrition's in the egg yolk. You might as well be drinking water if you're only eating the whites.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a second. What the fuck is real and what's not?
Yeah. Well, actually, the majority of your diet should be grains, pasta, rice, the whole bottom of the food pyramid. Our whole lives, they were like, most of what you eat should be grains. Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy? Now everybody's got celiacs now. So,
Dude, it's crazy. And it's like, what's the most thing that we produce over here? Like, what do we produce a lot of?
Yeah.
Grain.
Yep.
I'm not saying there's a schmiracy, but I will say that what I'm saying is simply that a lot of things we believe are facts later on in life, things come out that disprove those things, and they're not facts, right? So the people who believe the earth is flat, they should have a voice, right?
Yeah.
They should be able to say whatever they want.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's like you said earlier. You were like, this is crazy to me, because there's a lot of groups that are allowed to meet that have crazy beliefs, for example, the Klansmen, they meet and they march and stuff like that. And they have a terrible concept and philosophy that they run off of, but their right to gather is still there.
Yeah.
You know, I think it just comes down to the fact that they're gathering in public places, and I think that it starts to get a little dicey when you start expecting private companies to grant you the same rights as the government and the laws. You know,
You're absolutely correct. You like literally hit it on the head. These people aren't telling Kanye he can't go to Times Square and get on a soapbox and spread his beliefs. They're telling him that he can't do it on their platform.
on their soapbox, like
But-
you can't come in my
Yeah,
yard.
yeah, exactly.
You know, so but it's tricky, man.
And my whole entire thing is that these platforms, like everybody's on them. So this would be the best place to spew your rhetoric, right?
Yeah.
What a better place to try to convince the masses of your beliefs than social media. If the
Yeah.
Catholic Church had social media, if any church had social media back in the day, all this church versus state, that shit wouldn't exist. They'd be church.
Oh
Nah,
yeah,
the Crusades would have happened a lot sooner. I'll tell you that much.
Bro, they would have been banning. They would have had two different social media platforms.
yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
would've-
of crazy beliefs, can you do us a favor, Twiz, and play video 2?
Yeah, let me jump back. Let me see.
Video 2, and I'm gonna let it play. These people, you can put the volume up if you
Where am I at? I'm on.
the USB.
Right there.
Yeah, I got you.
Listen closely, ladies and gentlemen. These people are chanting that birds aren't real. These people are together. They've organized, and they're essentially protesting that birds, the things that fly in the air, are not real, and they're used as like spy devices. You could pull us off of here, Twiz. They're essentially like robots that they use to watch the world, because the cameras they have on every street aren't enough. We also need fake birds. I mean, if birds aren't real, right? Where did they design them off of? Like, what was the original concept? How because they just made that up?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I think this is a troll.
I was about to.
I think
listen.
this is people trolling. I think it's a lot of people that got together and want to make a mockery of the concept of protesting.
Man,
social experiment.
it
Yeah.
very well could be.
Yeah, I think that they might just, being that this is in New York City. So being that it's in New York City, I would probably be safe to say that this is something that, has something to do with more of like a left-wing concept because of the location
Yeah, but I've seen this before. I've heard this before, this concept
of people protesting birds.
of people saying that birds aren't real. This isn't new. Twiz, can you hook us up? Tell us when it started.
Yep.
I've heard people talking about this before. It not in my like personal life, but I read articles about this stuff not being that birds aren't real, that they're used as spies. So me seeing this, like I wasn't like super surprised.
Wait, you've heard of this concept before?
Yeah, pull
What
back to
kind
the-
of corners of the internet are you frequenting, my
Dude,
friend?
you get on 4chan long enough and you start finding a bunch of shit. No, but I mean, is it as crazy as the idea that like 4G or 5G is contributed towards like sicknesses?
Oh man.
Is it as
I mean, if you can't disprove it,
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
but birds you could
So
you
if I
could
may-
pluck
yeah.
one out the sky and you could find out real quick that
it's
not
got
biology.
organs. and shit.
Yeah, go ahead, Twiz. When did this start?
What's up, guys? Let me just jump in here. Hey, what's going on YouTube viewership,
Hey,
Twitch viewership? All right, make sure you guys like, thumbs up, all right, and subscribe. But in any case, so the birds aren't real thing. To back you up, I've heard about it in the past, like the long distant past, but
Told you.
it was brought
Crazy.
back up recently, and it was brought back up as a joke. It started as a joke, but it's the founders, they wanted to make some change. So it says here that because of the Roe v. Wade being overturned, it says a 24-year-old hopes that 24. Yeah, there was a 24-year-old guy, Peter McIndoe, who started up, and he said, "Wake up, America! Birds aren't real. They're a myth. They're an illusion." He told passerbys, according to 60 Minutes, it was supposed to be a fun joke, but his friend posted a video of him online, and it took off. And soon after, there were chalkboards, graffiti in high school stadiums that had the same message. And the Birds Aren't Real movement began since somebody begun to embody that quintessential Gen Z spirit, sarcasm and hope in the face of an uncertain future on the heels of the Supreme Court's Roe decision. So, you know what I mean?
Well, listen, I'm not going to lie. It was a pretty good one to do. Like, if you're going to make some shit up and people are going to run with it, what better than Birds Aren't Real?
That's a fact.
I don't know.
You know,
I
small
think there's
dicks
a
feel
lot.
better.
No
No one's going to bite on that one.
Small dicks feel better.
That one's not going to generate the kind of fucking movement that this one is.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's funny, man.
Yeah, I think this just goes to show you guys, like what you guys were saying before. You know, first off, everybody should have the right to protest the right way and to speak about what they want to. And cancel culture should kind of be canceled, because at that point it becomes more of who has the most people instead of who has the most facts. You get what I mean?
Yeah. It's directly correlated to people just not having like independent thoughts.
Yeah,
We have to have cool
information.
people move into important spots in terms of who runs this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have some cool people. You can't have a whole bunch of hive mind type of, where it's the same thoughts all the time. When you interview, you hire someone that thinks exactly like you, and then you hire their friends that think exactly like them, and then you just have a whole bunch of people. It's like an echo chamber at work. And now you have people that work at these companies that control the dissemination of information, and they're just like, they're all thinking the same way, and they're the filter that information has to go through before it gets released. So they just start to pick and choose what gets out there.
Like Schmeichmut.
Exactly.
Like what?
Schmeichbook?
Schmeichmut.
Yes.
No, but
exactly.
that's-
That's Schmitter.
Yeah.
And Schmitter.
And Schmitter.
I feel like Schmitter's more free.
I don't know if you're free on any of them. They just banned they ban people all the time. They banned the president at one point. You know?
True.
I think he's still banned.
He is still banned.
Yeah, didn't he start his own? Never mind.
Yeah, he
Speaking
actually
of-
did.
Yeah. Speaking of starting their own social media, now that let's just get away from Kanye. I'm gonna wrap this
Yeah.
up, then we'll get away from Kanye. Kanye West is in conversations to buy Parler, which
Parler.
is a primarily right-wing social media app.
Well, people call it right wing.
That's
but
what it's been labeled as.
It's been labeled that by left wing people. So the reason why they call it right wing, is just because you're allowed to say what you want on there.
Yeah.
So that's where all of the conservative people that have been canceled, that's where they go to talk, because it's the only place they're allowed to talk. So then it just becomes that. You know what I mean? If you have like one bathroom where you don't let no Puerto Ricans in there, and you have another bathroom that Puerto Ricans are only allowed to use, there's going to be more Puerto Ricans in that bathroom.
That's a fact.
It's not going to be like the Puerto Rican bathroom.
No.
It is now, I guess, because that's where we all got to go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It makes perfect sense.
Did you guys want some information on this app?
Yes, please. I know it was taken off recent a while back from all social media, from Google Play Store and from the Apple App Store. It was taken out of both of them for some time with no description as to why, and then now it's back on.
It got taken off a while ago, right?
Yeah, a while ago it got taken off.
I want to say like multiple, like 3 years ago, it got taken off.
I think it was right around the election that they took it off.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, they took it off of there, and now here it's back, and there's somebody that's actually interested in it. So what do you got, Swizz?
Yeah, just so the Parler app is a Nashville-based. Hold on a second, I just was there and I got rid of it. I'm sorry. Is a Nashville-based platform. It had a tiny amount of users, 983,000 monthly active users for the first half of this year, according to data.ai, which it tracks mobile app usage. Compared to Twitter had 237.8 million active users during its most recent quarter. So that's just to show you comparatively how many people are on there.
But quick fact right there, Elon Musk actually uncovered that 80% of Twitter accounts are actually bots. So,
those numbers are a little botched.
Those
themselves.
numbers are skewed.
Crazy. But also just again, like I said, it was Nashville based. It raised about 56 million to date. And it says it expects to close the deal, projects the deal to close during the fourth quarter of this year. So they didn't give a deal value though. So Those are the stats that they're working with based off of whatever information they do have.
And you know what? I don't think that deal goes through all the way. I think
Which
that
deal?
The Kanye thing.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You
I don't
think
think
so?
that. I don't think he buys that.
I think it's a plot.
You know who owns fucking
Parlor?
Parlor?
Which is very interesting to me. I did not know that. Is that fact?
Yeah. Well, it's fact from the person I heard it from. I think it is fact. Twiz could Google this.
I
But
definitely
Parlor's owned by Candace Owens' husband. Candace
very
Owens, who was just photographed with Kanye West wearing the White Lives Matter T-shirts, who just put out this documentary. Like, her husband owns that shit, and now his guy wants to buy it. They've been together. What's going on here? Something's afoot. I don't think he's slamming her or anything, but I just think there's something up.
Yeah, so, I mean, something's afoot. I mean, both of them are. This is what I think is going to end up happening. Like you mentioned something when we had spoken a while ago. You were like, what's going to happen is more people. Like, if they're not careful, the amount of people they're canceling are soon going to be bigger than the people that aren't canceled. So you're going to end up with more people on that side. So when you keep on canceling people, especially people with strong personalities, they're going to start to gravitate toward each other.
Yeah.
You know, don't be surprised if you see Candace Owens, Kanye West, and Andrew Tate out to lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be shocked. Like, you know, so you start to cancel all these people. They tried to cancel Joe Rogan. You know, these people at this point, it's not just major corporate television that's running entertainment, because if you look, they're doing more numbers than TV shows. Like Kanye West said on Drink Champs, he said that like his PR person was asking him, why is he doing Drink Champs? Why is he doing Drink Champs? He said, I'm doing Drink Champs because last time I did Drink Champs, we did more numbers than Kim Kardashian did on SNL. So it's like these mainstream companies aren't all, they're no longer the only option to go out there and get your voice heard. So when you cancel people that have amassed immense followings, you're only going to start to create very strong teams outside of this matrix. Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct. It's the it's everything right, Twiz?
Yeah, no, I wanted to interject, but I didn't want to be rude and cut him off. Just to throw, you know, give us some facts. So Candace Owens' husband is George Farmer. George Farmer is not a founder. He's actually the CEO of Parler. He's the CEO for Parler. And just to kind of piggyback on what you guys were saying,
He gets paid in stock options.
yo, dude. But that's exactly the point. I think this is just a scheme to bring the stock up, raise it up, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, and then eventually they'll get to a point where they just make a major sale off and kind of keep it moving. You know, let's inflate the value, bring more value to it because we put that name behind it. Because you got to remember, Kanye's in the headlines. He's making headlines. He's making all this noise. He's gonna bring all this attention to the app that they thought was dead, and bring people that feel the same way as Kanye or follow Kanye just because he's Kanye.
Okay,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe Kanye owns a little bit of it too. Bring
Yep.
value up. I don't know. I don't think. I think with apps like this and apps like what's that YouTube version where everybody's going where they're canceled?
Rumble.
Apps like Parler and Rumble, like I don't think there can be two, right? I don't think they could be. It's not like when you think about the streaming subscriptions where you have Netflix, Amazon Prime, that excuse for a streaming subscription, Hulu. And when you have any of these, like it's not like that for whatever reason. Like social media applications are not like that. That's why two cannot exist. You know. You think about that. I don't even remember what it's called anymore. What was that original social media that did short form content that came
Vine.
out? Vine. Perfect. Thank you. You think about Vine, right? Vine existed, and then Instagram started doing what Vine was doing.
Because Instagram acquired Vine.
Or is it TikTok that came out and started doing the same exact thing that they were doing, and then these guys disappeared?
Yeah, I think what they did was they acquired the licensing to use that type of content, and then I think that they just absorbed the company. I don't know if you want to
TikTok.
check me on that.
Yeah, I got you.
But what I'm saying is, like, you know, that's why MySpace doesn't exist and Facebook does, and Mi Gente doesn't exist anymore, or Black Planet or High Five or any of those other social media, because when only one can exist, right?
I remember Mi Gente. You remember that?
Hell yeah, I remember Mi Gente.
Mi Gente was like Facebook only for Latinos. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, I remember Mi Gente.
There was
But-
like 18 people on it because nobody had internet. No, I'm playing.
But what do you think about Mi Gente, right? Do you
Mi
think
Gente
that,
was hilarious,
Do
yo.
you think that a large portion of Mi Gente also had MySpace accounts? You know, or do you think that people that were going to Mi Gente were on Mi Gente, and the people who were using Facebook are using Facebook?
No, I think there was maybe early on. I think early on people probably had a preference. You know, like because once like Facebook started popping, at first when Facebook came out, everybody was like, "Man, that shit is a fake MySpace." You remember? And then Facebook just blew up and started to smash MySpace. You know, so then it became the preference. So are you asking like, did people use both or did people prefer one?
No, did people use both? My argument is simply that normally people don't use like both of whatever. They pick one or the other. And Facebook is a perfect example, right? Why couldn't Facebook and MySpace both exist? Because people stopped using MySpace and they started going to Facebook. Whatever, maybe it was because of the features or this or the user experience, whatever it is. What I'm simply saying is that two social medias that perform very similar, that do very similar things, whether it's short form content, whether it's pictures, or the way Facebook's designed, where it's kind of everything in one, but it's more about, it's more personal. I think there's never more than one of them. And if there is, the other one's always like, the Android version. I hate to say it. Or how the public perceives Android.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that, but I think today it's different. I think that people use a lot of different content, but a lot of different platforms, even if they produce a similar version of the content. Like people are doing stories on YouTube now. And they also do stories on Instagram. They also do stories on, like, you could do stories on, like, TikTok has stories now. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these platforms are starting to create stories. Like, you can post on anyone now. You can post on Facebook. You can post on Instagram. Like a photo with a caption. Mm-hmm. You can post on Tumblr. You can post on YouTube now once you hit 500 subs, like we did. So now we can post. No, I'm playing.
High five. Yo, but Instagram and Facebook are like the same thing. So they're going to have cross functionality like that. They're going to have functionalities that are similar within both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was saying every other one that's not them.
Yeah.
You know, YouTube, which is Google, right? Then you have
But nobody goes to YouTube for posts and nobody goes to Instagram for videos.
Not true. On Instagram, pretty much the concept of the still image is like dead.
Yeah, but nobody's posting vlogs to Instagram. Like you just can't. That's not what people are going there for. And it doesn't have the functionality.
Well, a story is a vlog. It's just it's a real time. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. So it's like it's somewhat like a vlog. I know you're thinking of like talking to the camera.
Yeah, so like if you name them different things, right? Because they're not the same. I get what you're saying. Like conceptually on paper, they're very similar, but they're not necessarily the same because vlogs are very. They're pretty different in my opinion. I do think that they're kind of
the concept of the YouTube vlog.
Yeah,
yes.
Fundamentally they are the same, but when you watch them both, they're different.
Yeah, nobody's going, "What's up, Instagram? What's going on?" Boom, and they're in the house, and they're like, "Whoa, yeah, boom!" Now I'm in the pool. Like,
exactly,
nobody's really doing that.
Oh man.
And people don't go to Instagram for that; they go to fucking YouTube for it.
Nah,
that's true.
I get what you're saying. What you're saying.
I don't know. This carried on way too long.
Yeah, I gotta. Let me hit you guys with some information real quick,
Go ahead.
and let me update
Hit
you.
us
So
with
I'm gonna
some-
hit you with info, and I'm gonna update you on the chat real quick. All right.
Let's
So
hear
real
it.
quick. So Vine shut down in 2017. Vine folded. They actually shut down. Twitter was the parent company, and Twitter shut down after investing $30 million into it because they couldn't make themselves profitable. The format had too many issues with functionality and how to merchandise, market, and advertise. So that's why they ultimately folded and shut down. So that's what happened with Vine, and that's also with the staff that jumped on actually leaving. And now just to update you guys on the chat, let me jump back to that real quick. We back on main, but
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody rocking with
shout
us
out to
tonight.
everybody rocking with us. And Spaz said, Berto, there can only be one. Also, Berto, listen to us on Stitcher, Spotify, Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, Ham Radio, 106. Yeah, he said Ham Radio.
Yo, but here's
Yo,
the thing.
Chriselle, shout out to
Check
you.
us out on CBC Radio.
Yeah, right. Yo, Morse code.
Listen, so here's my logic. Because there can only be one. You have to diversify yourself and spread yourself out across every platform, because the people who are on X platform aren't going to come find you on Y platform. Me and Justin have this conversation all the time about people who get canceled, and I'm of the perspective. I'm not going to tell you what his perspective is because that's for him to share. But I'm of the perspective that most people, when they're canceled, will lose a large portion of their audience. And even if they recreate and rebrand in another website, I'll use the Top G as an example, Shmandrew Schmate. He's not on YouTube anymore. He's on Rumble now, right? And he did great his first night out. I think he did like 150,000 viewers, like live or something like that. He did an incredible amount of live viewers. He's doing good over there. But I believe that a large portion of his audience will still remain on these other platforms, and not directly him, but people who leave these platforms. Like, I think little by little they get forgotten.
Yeah, that's interesting, but I definitely disagree, just because I think, it's like a good barber. Like, if the shop closes, you're going to follow the barber, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it comes to content creation. Like, there's certain people that are on Rumble and exclusively on Rumble or mostly on Rumble, like Russell Brand, and I've created a Rumble account just so I could listen to these people, just because over there they can say what they want, and and they're not being canceled. Do I still use YouTube? Absolutely. But do I now use Rumble also? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I follow the content creator. I never used Spotify ever. I didn't even have Spotify installed on my phone. Joe Rogan went to Spotify. I got Spotify.
Yeah. I think, and I think that there are people like that, right? But I think the majority are not. And it's like your barbershop example, right? The barbershop example is that your barber could leave the shop and you follow him wherever he's at. The only problem is that YouTube, if you compare YouTube to a barbershop, each barber chair serves a different purpose. So your barber cuts your hair, but in the chair next to him, you can learn how to cook. In the chair next to that, you can learn how to, do your brakes on your car, because YouTube serves, an infinite amount of different like niches and audience members, because they do everything, as opposed to my barber who's in this chair. He only cuts my hair, and then if I go to a new barbershop, I also don't get the things around me. But I do agree that they will get some of their audience. I just feel like, and I could be wrong. Listen, everybody would start going to Rumble.
I mean, he already has more subscribers on Rumble than he had on YouTube. He's already surpassed his YouTube number.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he's at like 700,000 subs now on Rumble. He's like the biggest Rumble user.
Yeah. After fucking Twitter lied about their numbers, I don't know how I fucking
feel about
I don't know how I feel about people's numbers online. Did that happen to Joe Rogan when he went to Spotify? I know you might not know the answer to that question, but I'm curious because
I don't know.
I, like you, did not have Spotify before Joe Rogan, and I also like you, so that goes both ways. So I, like you, did not have Spotify before Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan announces an exclusive deal with Spotify. I download Spotify, but I listen to him significantly less.
Yeah, agree. I thought that I listened to him less, but I don't think I do. I think that the guests that he has on are a little different. And I feel like the guests I want to hear for a while weren't as often, right? Because he was in Austin, Texas, which he had just moved there. So now I've realized that my consumption of Joe Rogan's podcast has started to go up again because so many people are moving to Austin and so many people are willing to go there to do his show. Like for a while, he didn't have like the comics on there. He didn't have Eddie Bravo on there. He didn't have the people that I like to watch him talk to. He didn't have some of the doctors that he had on there. He didn't have Dr. Rhonda Patrick, stuff like that, which is what I find to be really intriguing content. Gordon Ryan and John Danaher moved down there, did the podcast. Lex Friedman moved down there, did the podcast. So everybody, like your mom's house is down there now. Tom Segura has been on the podcast. Like these are all the people that I really like to watch. And now he's just like got this gravitational pull and he's pulling everybody into Texas, and they're all like it's becoming a local scene similar to the plethora of guests that he had access to back in LA.
You know what I would compare this to? And I had this thought in my head. I was trying so hard not to interrupt you. I'm proud of myself. This is like them taking off a channel off of like your cable. Like if they took off ESPN.
Yeah.
And like you couldn't watch ESPN on like, you know, Cablevision or Verizon or whoever you have, Comcast.
Good point.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. I got to go fucking find this online or some shit.
Yeah, but you're probably going to break after a while and get the ESPN app.
Yeah, or
so that you could access it, you know? So I think that that's what they're ending up doing now because people are getting so big and the vastness of the internet, I think, is just pulling a lot of people in and more people to create content, and people are just exploding once they come out. Like, and you know,
speaking of content and exploding.
Then do we have an explosion video lined up?
No, we don't. I was just gonna say, speaking of content exploding, what about this Mike Ickes guy?
Oh my God. For the people who don't know, good transition, Twiz.
Well played. Good segue.
You want to go ahead? This is your story.
You want me to talk about it?
You see how I just threw that at Justin?
Hey, I caught it.
Alley-oop.
I said, this is your story.
No, but so I actually was reading about this New York Democratic congressional candidate named Mike Ickes. And so they were saying that this gentleman he's actually made it to the polls. Mm-hmm. He's going to be, you know, you're going to be able to vote for him on November 8th at the midterms. So this guy, Mike Ickes, is he's a third party congressman or congressional candidate, excuse me. And he's 53 years old, and he's got this campaign concept that he's running off of where he's trying to legalize sex work. He's trying to stop the demonization of like sex workers, and he's very pro, you know, sexuality and stuff like that. He's like right? He's like a proclaimed atheist and stuff. And so to really emphasize and drive this point home about how he's very pro sex work, he decides to drop a sex tape with an adult film star on Pornhub.
Yeah. What a better way to show your support for sex workers than
to be one yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so he dropped this tape that, you know, I haven't seen, but I'm sure that it's not something coming out of, you know, one of the Wicked production studios.
No. This
isn't a Brazzers project.
This is not AVN worthy. These guys aren't going to make the fucking cut. This guy's not going to be on the carpet. That's for fucking sure. He's not going to be nominated for anything. Nothing involving length. That's for sure. So
you know, what do you think about this idea of like, I feel like we're living in a simulation. This can't be real life, that this is a person that's being considered for a congressional election. And this is the content that he's putting out. I mean, I know we're very pro, do whatever you want, you know, to a degree, because then you get canceled. But, you know, this guy, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Now, I can't say, it'd be very hypocritical if I said he can't do it. Right?
Yes.
I'm not going to say that he can't do it.
Like the meteorologist gentleman that. You know.
But boy, do I think that this was not like a great idea. Like whoever's whispering in his ear, he's like, yeah, you got to double down, bro. This guy didn't just make one tape. He made 2 tapes. This is a 13-minute fucking, what's it called?
Oh, the title of it. The title of it is Bucket List Bonanza, featuring Nicole Sage.
Yeah, that's what Bucket List Bonanza, which could have just been his way of saying, like, I always wanted to do this. Like, let me get out there and do my thing.
Yeah, and if you get an uptick in searches or like views, hit us up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you owe us a check.
You owe us a check
for discussing this weirdness.
I think that, what's my opinion on it? Listen, he could do what he wants. Fucking do it. But if it results in you not getting what you wanted, not getting the votes you wanted, not getting that that push or that uptick in votes, then you know what happened. Like, you shouldn't have put out this. What a bolder statement. Who's ever made a bolder statement? This is bolder than when Trump was throwing toilet paper in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Yo, that was absurd, bro. He was throwing them things like Tom Brady, bro. He was like, run a post pattern. The guy's like, I haven't wiped my ass in days.
Yeah.
I ain't running no post pattern.
My ass is itchy. He's like, he thought he was throwing fucking checks of $1 million checks. Bro. No, I don't know, bro. I don't care that he's doing it, but he doesn't get my vote. Now, if I would have watched that video and this dude would have had a hog on him, I might have thought twice. I don't know why I feel that way.
Well, it might have swayed your vote.
It might have swayed my vote. because I don't know why, but I'm just thinking about it right now, and I'm thinking in my head, man, if this dude just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I feel that way, but I do. I can't help it.
Hey, listen, man. I'll tell you what, man. It definitely makes for a more confident presidential candidate. I mean, congressional candidate. I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because in my mind, I'm like, how are you not going to vote for this guy? This guy's walking around with a piece like that his whole life, and he's fucking, this guy makes good decisions. But I watched the tape, and it is what it is. He's not. But I'm not saying I vote for my candidates based on the size of their ships.
Yes.
I'm simply saying that if I would have watched this tape and he would have fucking had a hammer on him, I would have thought twice about voting for him. Unfortunately, I don't believe that he's going to be the gentleman I pick. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to write in Kanye. I'm going to write in Ye.
Yay in 2024.
Yeah. I'm writing in Ye. Nah, I don't know, bro. Let him do what he wants, right? That's where we live. The land of the free.
I mean, you should be able to do what you want. You know, I mean.
Yeah, this guy wants to put out a fucking tape of him smashing some chick. Let him put out a tape. But we talk about this all the time, like off air. When you put something on the internet, it's there forever.
There forever.
Everything I say.
Every time you say this, it gives me anxiety.
But it's the truth. It's unfortunate.
It gives me anxiety because I'm like, Lord knows what I've said.
Yeah.
Over the course of, like, you understand, we have hours. We have hundreds of hours of content.
I don't want to encourage anybody to dig anything up, but all I'm simply saying is, like, when you put, and I tell this started, I started thinking about this when, remember, cell phones came out. We are of the generation where cell phones didn't always have cameras.
That's a fact.
That's right.
When cell phones got cameras, it was cool.
We had beepers.
Yeah, but when cell phones were able to send pictures from said cameras, it was even cooler, right? Yep. That's when the era of the nudes began.
Yeah, that was the birth of the dick pic.
The birth of the cock shot. And I would always tell people, once you take that picture, you send it, like, that should exist forever.
Yeah.
Even if you don't send it, you have it on your memory card, that shit still exists there. Somebody can get that shit back.
Yeah, it's a crazy idea, but I think, again, this goes back to, like, the cancellation concept. I feel like once you cancel everyone, what else is there to know? Like, once everybody's bad choices are out there, then everybody has dirt. It's like, don't allow steroids unless you let everybody do steroids.
No, you're absolutely correct.
You know what I'm saying? If everybody's doing steroids, then nobody's doing steroids.
Yeah, it's all even at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to just touch on the chat real quick. Sex, money, alcohol makes the world go round. You are absolutely correct. Yeah. I agree.
Speaking of alcohol, shout out Great South Bay Brewery. This is the Splashing Pumpkin beer. This actually was they reposted our podcast from our last episode. So just
shout out to them.
Yeah,
appreciate the Great South Bay Brewery. Drink local.
And
drink local. And thank you, Tweez. I was just gonna say that. Drink local, drink responsibly.
Yeah, that too.
Spaz says, lucky you guys. I had to wait for panoramic photos before I could send one.
Yo, Spaz is on. He's been at 2099 forever.
Yeah, he's on point. He's definitely got a hog on.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Once we get to the subscriber level where you guys can send super chats, we're going to entice everyone to send a super chat so that we're just going to pay to fly Spaz out here so he could be on here and talk this shit in person. Because I'll tell you what, he's a killer in the chat rooms.
Dude, he's so
clever. He's a killer in the live chats.
That's a fact.
All right?
Yeah, he's very, very clever. All right, moving on to the next topic of discussion. Mm-hmm. A reoccurring theme on our podcast, or a reoccurring lesson on the podcast.
Okay, lesson we're going to learn here.
To not fuck with Mother Nature. To keep yourself out of places where you don't belong, right? The ocean being one of them. Stay out the fucking ocean. If you get attacked by a shark, you're in that shark's house.
No sharks ever attacked anybody on the L train.
Never. Never ran up on you in the shower. Never fucking none of that, right? The video we're about to play is of a gentleman who is hiking on a mountain in Japan. I don't speak Japanese, so I can't pronounce it.
Mount Futago. In Chichibu City, Saitama Prefecture, Japan.
That's where it is.
That's why right there, why you have to do yourself a favor and go out to ramen and go out to sushi with Twiz. Because he will sit there and flex and get you the secret menu. You don't even know what they got there.
Yo, Twiz be asking me, he's like, what'd you get? You got the ramen and what'd you get in it? And then he'd be like, you got that fujaja? And I'm like, what? I got the fried chicken, bro. He's like, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm like, why don't you just call it that?
Yeah, right?
But-
yeah, he's chumming it up with the waiter and shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell? I don't even know what's happening here. But
Yeah, she's like, oh, he's a regular here.
Yeah. So go ahead, play
Yeah,
the
go ahead,
video.
man.
This gentleman hiking in Japan on the mountain, Twiz said, and here's what happens. So
What are we, 3, right?
we're video 1.
Oh, 1. Woof.
Put the volume up.
yeah, give us some.
I
Give us
got
some. Oh, that was a hell of a parry.
Yeah, look.
Punch that rock clean. Ooh. Now that's a black bear. Yo, can we run that back?
It's going to run back.
Yeah, it'll run.
I want to see that again. God.
Holy smokes.
Bro, I can't wrap my head around that, bro. Let me see that again.
This guy's got to come down that mountain at the end, you know?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'll tell you what, but nature works a little differently. He just earned that bear's respect.
Yeah, facts.
That bear was like, there's easier things to eat, children. Come along.
Yep. That's essentially what happens, right? When it comes to nature, it's just like, this isn't worth, like, eating you is not worth the fight you're going to put up.
it's
You
fight or
hope so.
flight. It's
You
fight or
hope
flight.
that bear has other food options. That's
Yeah.
what you hope.
Yeah.
You know, because if that bear's hungry, you ain't, you know,
Here we go. from
Couple
the beginning.
jabs.
From the top.
I'm just chilling.
oh shit. Yo, that parry was fucking wicked.
Uh-huh.
Accuracy. Mm-hmm. He's got like a 40% land rate.
No, this guy's killing
40.
it.
He landed 100% kicks. He landed 100% kicks, 3 jabs and a check. And a check looked like
This was more action than Yoel's Romero's last fight in the
and he had a
UFC.
takedown. I'm super
Yeah,
impressed.
very impressed. You can pull this out, Twiz.
Got you.
It's dude, when I seen that, when I see
Striking
videos
percentage
like
was
that,
legit.
it fucking gets me jacked up. I'm like, holy shit.
Bro, that shit is so terrifying to me because you know what that is. You didn't hear him yell for anybody that he's with.
No.
Yeah.
You didn't hear him go like, ah, Tony.
No.
Nah, he didn't call for nobody.
Yeah.
He just went, gee, this is why you need a sidearm.
Well, he's in Japan.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know what the laws are over there.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't think the cops got guns out there.
Well, if that's the case, then, you know, I don't know. You got to figure something out because
Yeah.
there
I mean,
was another one we saw recently with a guy was pursued by a mountain lion.
Yes.
And the mountain lion lunged at him a couple of times and he let off 2 rounds from like a sidearm. Looked like he had some kind of Glock or something. And he just let off 2 rounds. Given he missed both times. But that was enough where even just that sound. The cougar looked at him like, God damn, what the hell was that? Like, I think he was just like, he didn't even know a bullet or a trajectory, like anything came at him.
He just heard the sound.
He just heard the sound, probably saw the muzzle flash and was like, what the hell?
Yep.
Like, and he was like, that's some magic. I'm
Yep.
getting out of here.
You're not worth it. I ran into another one of those
Yeah.
dragons.
But I'll tell you what, yeah, right? But I'll tell you what, man, that mountain lion situation looked like it was going very differently if he didn't have that sidearm.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Dude, a fucking big cat. We talk
Yeah.
about this all the time.
Yep.
We
Nah.
talk about big cats and how crazy they are all the
Yeah,
time. So I don't want
stop
to.
it.
I don't want to get too deep into it. But a big cat will fuck you up. You know who wasn't as lucky as that gentleman in Japan? There was a woman who owns land in Texas, and she has many bison on her land. And
Which means she has many predatory animals that try to pursue her bison, right?
yeah, and she's probably very wealthy. But she was on her land, and she went to go. She was like trying to get past the bison. The bison were like crossing a walkway or like a roadway, and they were kind of giving her like a whatever the bison growl is.
They're very aggressive.
That's
I don't
what
know
they
if
were
you
doing to
know,
her.
bison are very aggressive. Like you get a bison is like in a lot of ways more likely to attack you than a lot of other animals out there.
I didn't
like
know that.
in that live in similar regions. Like they say like don't get close to a bison or like a buffalo. They will charge your
Or
ass.
moose. Stay away from moose.
It's probably because of the colonizers' attempt to eradicate all the bisons.
They're
When-
overly aggressive, you think, to maintain their position or something?
Well, do you know that when England or when the British came to America
Start colonizing.
and began to colonize, they were killing all the bison so that the Native Americans wouldn't have anything to eat.
Oh,
Yeah,
There was, like,
it was a
maybe.
war tactic. It was
Yeah.
a war
Maybe only
tactic.
the aggressive one survived, and it became some kind of like forced evolution.
Yeah, I don't know, but I would.
But yeah, go ahead. So we're getting off.
So
Off tangent.
this woman goes to walk past the bison. She's recording the whole thing. I didn't upload the video because I don't want any more. We don't need any strikes.
Yeah.
You got you got to give us a couple. I think we got like 30 more days in timeout, and then we can
30
start. And then we can start posting
30 more days in YouTube jail.
Yeah, 30 more days of YouTube jail, and then we can start posting up fucking more stabbings. Anyways,
He's kidding.
I'm kidding. We're not gonna. I swear, we're not gonna do it anymore. Give
Prank
us-
caller. Prank caller.
Take away the warning. We're not going to do it. She's walking past the bison, and she gets past it, and the bison's like making noises, like the same noises my dog makes when I kick him by mistake underneath my desk.
Oh, they're going like. Oh
And they're
shit.
doing weird fucking sounds, and then it just churns to her.
One of them.
Yep.
They start like
Charges her.
kicking the dirt.
No warning, just to turn over, and you know how their eyes on the side of their heads because they're not. I don't think they're predatory animals. They're whatever they are, doesn't matter. Their eyes like this. So he like looked over her like a fucking parakeet.
Oh, I don't like that.
He looked over to her like he was a fucking macaw.
Yo, you know that's why I don't like horses.
Yeah.
I don't like all that side eye kind of shit.
The bison-
How they just look at you like this. I don't trust that shit. Same reason why I don't like there's like pugs and shit like that because they got them side eye type of shit.
Yep, well, I'll
I
tell
don't
you one
trust
thing.
You. I don't trust you at all.
Fucking bison hit him with the side eye, charged right at her, and fucking gouged her.
Gored her like
Gord, thank you. I'm sorry.
like he horn.
Yep.
It's on video.
There's a video.
She selfied it.
There's a TikTok.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
So how'd she do?
No, she's alive. She made it.
Oh, all right.
These
Oh,
things,
thank
I
God.
don't think they typically, and I don't know bison, and I am not a vet. So take everything I say. You shouldn't listen to anything I say. So don't listen to this. Oh, don't you can listen to it. Don't fucking tell it to anybody because it's probably not true. But I don't think that bisons are the kind of animal that's gonna fucking horn you and then keep going and kill you. Aren't they like
Well,
omnivores?
feel free to send him a link.
Yeah, send me a link if you do see one eating a human.
Or send a link of us talking stupidity to your friends.
Yeah, do that. Yeah. But I don't, because they're not gonna eat her.
Yeah, it's not killing her or gourding her for food. For
Yeah.
a food source. It's doing it for like get the hell out of my space.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe
Same-
it was a mama fucking bison.
Maybe.
Oh, being territorial.
Maybe.
Could be.
I don't know.
I wonder if that bear was attacking that guy as a food source or attacking him because it had cubs.
Yeah, that's an interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to assume the gender of any of these animals, but I think that those things are possibilities.
Yeah. Yeah, man. God damn, that's crazy. I keep on re-watching that video of him attacking that
Yeah, that bear.
of
The-
that
the bear
bear
attack is
like getting
crazy.
after it. Bro, and he was just like,
Dude, you remember the guy?
Boo, boo.
Language is crazy because scream just sounds like anything. Like I didn't know where this guy could have been from Cleveland with that scream. Like I didn't.
But when you said it was Japan, I was like, oh yeah.
He don't scream like an anime character though.
No,
This guy was screaming like a dude from Ohio.
Dude, when I first watched it, I was like, maybe he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, but he was climbing a mountain.
He didn't say,
we
"Aye."
don't climb mountains.
Nope. No Puerto Rican mountain climbing. Bro, do you remember the video of the bear chasing the guy on the bike?
Yeah, I remember that video.
A bear?
Yeah.
On what kind of a bicycle?
Yeah, he's
He
on
was
like a mountain bike.
cycling through the woods, like on a exercising, and a bear ran up on him, started chasing him. He's got the video, and the bear's just behind him. Just bears are fast.
Yeah.
They're not. They look big, but they ain't slow.
Nah, they'll sprint like 45 miles an hour. Like
Yeah, I
sleep
was
on
gonna
a-
say 30, but I didn't want to fucking spread any fake
I'll
news.
raise you 15. My bear won the Heisman.
This guy's got the Reggie Bush of all bears.
Bro, and you ain't taking it away.
No, that's so fucking funny. What else we got on there, man?
Go for it, man.
Let's see what else we got. Oh man, I wanted to ask you what you're watching, and I'm sorry I pulled the mic away from my face. I wanted to ask you what you're watching on Netflix. I know everybody loves Netflix, and we don't love YouTube. And we don't love Hulu. So let's talk about like what good shows are on Netflix right now. What are you currently watching?
Currently on Netflix, there's a couple things I'm watching. I'm not only watching on Netflix, I'm also watching on other platforms, but Netflix, I'm watching something called The Watcher.
I have it on my
Is
list.
that what you're watching?
I'm done.
I'm not done, but I'm watching The Watcher. So far, it's a little suspenseful, but nothing's happening.
It's a
It's a
suspenseful
big
show.
build up. There better be something big at the end.
So the show is about a family who buys a house. It's called The Watcher. The family buys the house. There's mysterious aura around the house, and there's a plot that they believe the people who live in the house.
But nothing supernatural. Like there's no aura, like in terms of anything weird occurring in the house, like with the house. It's the community.
Yes.
You know.
I didn't want to give too much information.
Oh.
But the guy at the house begins to get letters that he's being watched. And, you know, there's intimate details about what's going on inside the house in these letters. And it's like a thriller. Nothing like that jumps out at you or anything like that, but very suspenseful, kind of keeps you on the edge. Don't watch it late at night, not because you'll be scared, but only because you won't stop watching.
Yeah, or it'll make you hot if you watch it in bed. Like that same reason why I don't watch fights in bed anymore. There's certain things you can't watch in bed. It just gets you like ready to go.
Yeah.
You're just like, yo, I got to take a walk.
Yeah, we recommend you watch this show with your socks off, for sure.
For sure. Preferably one leg out from under the covers.
Is there any other way?
It's the only way to release the optimal amount of heat for optimal comfort during sleep.
You
One
gotta roll
leg
the pillow over.
hanging out. Flip the pillow, one leg out.
Yep. What's up with that? What's the science behind the cold pillow at the bottom? Why is it colder down there?
Because it's not exposed to your body heat.
Yeah, but isn't it like suffocated?
You mean like
How's that shit breathing so good that it's significantly colder?
Yeah, I think it's also just like comparison. Like it's your body has been like your head's been on this side of the pillow for X amount of time, so it warmed it up, and then you flipped it, and it's just probably 2 degrees cooler. But it seems like there's an ice
so
pack.
much significantly
Yeah.
cooler.
Yeah.
I think it's because your heat. You're not really that area of the bed. Even if you think about it, you're not really transferring heat to that top section of the bed. So I think it's the same thing. Like it's not significantly cooler, but even that 2 degree difference when you flip that thing over and your fat face or hot face is all sweaty and you put it on that cool side of that pillow, that's it.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'll tell you what though. If you find yourself flipping your pillow very often at night, your room's too hot. You're adjusting the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Crank the AC, baby. I'm still sleeping with the AC on.
You're a fucking psychopath.
You're crazy.
I'm still sleeping with the
What?
AC on, bro.
I'm sleeping with 3 blankets.
All
and a
right,
comforter.
me too. I got a down comforter, but I also got.
I just don't like being cold.
I love it. I can't sleep hot. I'll wake up sweaty, angry, and then I can't fall back asleep.
I got a Sherpa comforter.
Are you kidding me?
Got that
You have a
shirt?
Sherpa comforter?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sherpa. That's what they said on the label. It's an UGG comforter set. So it's made out of like
Oh, so it's like the inside of an UGG?
the one side is like the side you
Oh my goodness, I could never sleep with that. That gives me nightmares, dude.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, dude, it's probably 150 degrees.
Only on one of my legs and one of my arms.
Damn. That's why, man.
I love it.
You gotta say that's why you look like that.
No,
He was about to say some disrespectful shit
he
about me,
was,
right?
I was going to
You thought
refer to the sweaty feet of young ladies that wear those.
Oh, well, that's why I go in there sockless.
See,
I go in just my drawers, and if I fucking didn't have, and if I wasn't afraid I'd fart at night and fucking splat some on the sheets, I wouldn't even wear those. Nah, I don't like my piece hitting the fucking sheets. I like to wear just. I'm not gonna get into this,
Yeah,
but
wait.
I just sleep in my drawers. We're not gonna get too deep into this. I want to talk about these 3.
Little pigs?
No, well, I'm not gonna say that. That's disrespectful. What I'm gonna talk about is these 3 Smith County constables, these police officers from Texas. They were in a house, and they were performing an eviction. So I guess before they do the eviction, they have to go in the house, make sure there's nobody in there, make sure there's no one's gonna jump out and harm anybody. I suppose that's what they're looking for. I guess they look for weapons too, because these guys were looking through all the drawers. So they go into the house, and they're searching the house. And while they're in there, one of the constables, which I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Someone's at the front door.
Yes, there is. One of the constables accidentally
This guy's weird ass spaceship house. Go ahead.
triggers her body cam and captures them stealing shit out this fucking house. Stealing things out this house. And now I kind of get why they were doing it from like an outsider's perspective, because when you evict people out of their house, they put all your shit on the street. I don't know if you know this, but when they put all your shit in the street, people steal your shit if you're not home. Because
People don't. I don't think it's necessarily people steal your shit. I think once it reaches that part of the curb, it's no longer your property. It becomes like free to take.
Yeah, well, and that's what people do. They do take
Yeah.
it. One of my boys got evicted, bro. They took his refrigerator, took the washing machine, they took everything they could, anything of value. Because he was at work, came back. Only thing that was left there was like non-valuables.
But they do give you time to clear your shit out.
Yeah,
You know, like for them to come into your house and throw everything at the curb. You've gotten a couple letters.
100. A
You
couple
know what I'm
letters. You
saying?
went to court a couple times.
Yeah, you've gotten a couple notifications like, hey, you're late. Hey,
Yeah.
you're late. Hey, you're late. Hey, we're going to evict you.
Yeah,
You know?
dude, you get less notice for a shark attack. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you get less notice for a lot of it.
No, so and they're caught on camera. A couple months after the incident, the homeowner, or not the homeowner, but the evictee, made a report for a bunch of stolen property. They reviewed the footage and they got caught stealing. Now they're going to jail.
See, man, this is why I think body cams are so important with police.
Keeps people honest.
Yeah, and also for the protection of the police against false claims. Because I think it works in both directions. You know?
The video camera, the body cam tells no lies in either direction. It doesn't care about who's wearing it or who's on the other side. It simply illustrates what legitimately happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, and then it's crazy too because when you have multiple cops that show up, it becomes like a Michael Bay flick. You know what I'm saying? Like it just becomes like everybody, like there's different angles to the same scenario, and it's it becomes like a multicam movie.
Bro, I love
You know?
watching those YouTube compilations when they break down the crime and then they bring in the body cam footage.
Yeah.
And you see, just like you said, you see every angle.
Yeah.
Like this guy comes in and you can't see if he planted drugs, but the other guy's next to him, like facing him, so you could see him reaching in his pocket or whatever the case is. Yeah. And I think it's like you said, it's accountability.
Yeah, I remember the Johnny Depp trial when the cops showed up to like the baller ass penthouse loft that he was paying for her and her dusty friends to like live in. So he's like, he like owns the entire top floor of this penthouse building. Like, what baller ass shit is that? So the cops show up and one of the cops is like talking to them and you could kind of see them sitting on the couch when he's talking to them. And then I'm like, damn, I wonder what this place looks like. I wish there was another angle. And then they're like, we'd like to submit whatever it is, Exhibit B, And then it's the other guy's footage that's like looking around the apartment. And I can see it. I'm like, damn, there it is. I was like, cool. I was like, oh, they got dogs. Like, it was crazy. Like, it just changed the entire landscape of how I pictured that place just because it was that like multi-camera angle. That shit is crazy when you have these body cams. It's like real life. That's reality TV.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
talking about
100%.
reality TV, bro. Some body cam footage.
You know me, I love me some real PD.
Oh yeah, dude.
I love me some fucking cops.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
watching cops, all that shit. I'm a sucker for it. I'll tell you what cameras I don't like. These fucking speeding cameras, these stoplight cameras, the fucking red light cameras. Now they got the bus cameras. The bus cameras are crazy. While I don't think that you should be passing the bus when they got their stop sign out because it's dangerous to the children that are riding the bus. I do not support that. But fuck me, these tickets are $250.
Yeah, they're no joke.
Yeah, they are a lot of money. I mean, they tack that on because I think it's hard to argue because of the kids. So like, oh, you don't want to pay $250, huh? You could have killed a baby.
Yeah.
Pay it up.
You got kids, Mr. Smith? They could have been on that bus.
Yeah, I guess you only care when it's your kids.
Yeah.
I know sometimes it's a little crazy with the stop sign though. There was a time when I was going to work. I got in my car and I'm trying to get to work.
Yeah.
And on my way to work, there's a bus pulled over with the stop sign open, blocking the street, and there's a bunch of cars lined up and parents outside like hugging their kids and stuff. And now I can't go. And now I'm stuck. There's cars behind me, there's cars in front of me, and there's a bus. So I can't make a U-turn. I can't escape. I'm stuck. So I get out and I'm like, what's going on? Some lady starts cursing me out about how it's the first day of school. Motherfucking, like, these are my fucking kids. And I'm like, get the hell out the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I'm going to explain to you why I'm annoyed here. I'm like, what are you guys doing? She's like, it's the first day of school. I said, it's their first day of school, not everyone else's.
Yeah.
I said, get out the way. Tell the bus to pull over, take all the pictures you want, wave at the kid, give the kid a dap, check his sneakers, pick his boogers, whatever you got to do. Just do it on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think this is an unreasonable request.
I don't think so either.
I mean, and the bus driver's out there. It was like this big thing. I said, wait a minute. The kid looks like he's like 9. Is this still a thing? Like, you got to do this every year? This is like a birthday?
My kid isn't in school yet. I probably will take the picture of her getting on the bus when she does go. But I will agree with you that you should not suffer because of other people and their bitch ass kids.
Yeah, I just wanted them to just pull over. The bus was in the middle of the road with the flashing lights and the stop sign open, and the bus driver's not even behind the wheel. She's out with the kids.
She's taking pictures.
She's out with the kids. She's like holding the camera. People got their family dogs. I'm like, what is going on here?
Bus drivers knows what he's doing. He's setting himself up for the holidays.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Bus drivers hit a lick around Christmas.
Listen, I'm letting y'all know right now. all
Yeah,
right?
what's up?
I'm taking pictures of my kids every year. I don't care. Y'all gonna wait.
You can take pictures of
Nah.
your kids. That's not what we're saying.
No. I know what y'all saying. Now, listen, and I'm just saying I love y'all, but I'm that guy. I'm L guy. I'm gonna take pictures of my kids.
Just don't block traffic.
No. I'm not gonna block traffic because that's dangerous.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that. But if traffic happens to bill because we taking pictures on the side, y'all gonna have to wait. I'm taking pictures of my.
She didn't pull that fucking stop sign
If
in.
you're taking pictures on the side,
Nah.
then you won't be blocking traffic.
No, I know. But if the bus driver happens to leave her sign out, you feel me?
This is the bus driver's fault. This isn't even the parents' fault. She should have put that bitch in an appropriate place where people could pass. I guess the door's open, the stop sign's out because people got to come. Like maybe there's an extra kid coming. I don't know, man. I don't know the semantics behind it, but I will agree with you that you should not have been held up because of this event.
Yeah, and it's funny too because this dude got out behind me after the lady cursed me out. He gets out, and I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, "This guy's about to like come out here really getting live." I was like, "And now I'm stuck. Now I can't get away." I was like, "This is about to be a thing." I was like, between me and this guy.
Yeah.
So he jumps out, and I'm like, "Damn." I'm like, I am dressed a little more limber than he is for my job. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'll be ready. No,
Yeah,
I'm
Justin's
like-
wearing pajamas. He's ready to fucking
So I'm
double
like,
like this dude.
So I'm like, And he gets out and he's like, yeah, bitch, move your damn car. We got places to go. He's right. That's what he said. And
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't need to say all that. I'm like, but, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He said it.
yeah, he lost his shit real quick. Like he really did. I thought I kind of wanted to give him a dap,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go to my car.
Did you you watching Game of Thrones?
Am I watching House of the Dragons?
That's
House of
funny.
Dragons?
House of Dragons.
Yes,
There's
I
one
am.
episode left, ladies
Is
and
it
gentlemen.
really? That's it?
One episode left.
I'll
Next
tell you what,
episode's the
man.
season finale. I hate that it ends.
I'll tell you what. Spoiler alert. Kinda. My man Damon is a G.
He's a gangster.
Damon's
I don't
a
want
G.
to say anything else, though. I
Damon
don't want
is
to ruin
a
it for
G.
people. People get very upset when you ruin Game
You
of Thrones
know
for them.
Damon's a G from the jump. He does some questionable shit early on.
Facts.
But that was, it's based in a weird time when weird things happened. Mm-hmm. But that dude is a G.
Now that I know what you're talking about, and now
Yeah.
that it's happened, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it for the show.
Clearly, everybody in the immediate situation was okay with it.
Yeah, nobody's mad about it. I'm not mad about it either. You guys like it? I love it.
I
Yeah.
love it.
So there's one episode of Game of Thrones left. Watch it. We're gonna give you guys a week or two to fucking watch it, and then we're gonna fucking spoil it all. So
A week or two is gracious.
because the season finale is next week, next Sunday, right?
Yeah, so 2 weeks.
Yeah. So you got a week to watch it after it releases, and then me and Justin are gonna pick apart the whole entire show, tell you every detail.
I'll tell you what, I was a little distracted watching this most recent episode, and a lot happened. So I have to go back. I have to go back and possibly watch it again. And by the way, if by any chance this podcast ever gets to a certain kind of level and somebody that has a hand in producing that show watches this, do me a favor. Turn on a couple goddamn lights when you're shooting that movie or shooting that show. I have to watch it in the pitch dark.
Yeah.
I can't see anything. Once the sun starts coming up, or there's if it's in the morning and I'm up early and the sun comes, that's it. I can't see anymore. I got to shut all the curtains, I got to shut the lights. If you put one light on, you can't see anything.
Yeah, it's specifically this last episode was very dark.
Super dark. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, thank God there's so many like white-haired light people that I could see them glowing in the dark.
Yeah,
I'm like,
bro.
otherwise I can't see.
Listen,
That's how it was back in the day, bro. They did shit by fire.
that's a fact. Yo,
You know?
Spaz also said turn off HDR.
Oh yeah, it'll make your screen brighter
Yeah, Spaz said turn
on
off
your
HDR.
on your TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll definitely do that.
But I think it dulls like color saturation.
I wish it was a little more. I wish the brightness on my screen was manual, like a phone.
You could turn the brightness on your screen
Yeah, you can turn the brightness to
on
your
your
screen.
TV.
There's different. There's
Oh,
different.
yeah, go
actually,
to
I think it's
settings.
maxed
profiles.
out.
Oh, you got that motherfucker? No, you don't got it on full crank because if you did, then things would look like things would look blown out. Like
Yeah.
things would like
The whites would look, like imagery, like this would be blown out.
yeah.
Spaz said, or get a better HDR TV. Those are the two options.
Or maybe
All right,
just to play
Spaz,
devil-
you treating shit?
just to play devil's advocate.
Try shit on my TV, bro. Hook me up.
At
I
least
got,
you said you had an HD one. Just to play
hey,
devil's
listen, I
advocate.
got an LED Samsung, bro.
You could have a shitty cable,
Oh yeah,
and I want you to know.
But didn't you agree that it's dark?
I did agree it was dark. I'm not saying it wasn't dark.
So maybe my TV is fine. Maybe my cables are fine.
Yeah.
Maybe they just need to put a goddamn light on.
Yeah, I agree that this episode
All right,
was
put
dark.
a couple more candles on. Get one of the dragons to blow a little tiny flame and light that shit up.
Yeah.
You know, I can't front. My one-eyed homie is a G. I haven't seen him go in yet. I think this last episode he's really gonna start doing some shit because he's a gangster.
The dude with one eye,
Yeah, he's a gangster.
he is a gangster.
He is a goddamn gangster. When he, all right, I'm gonna leave it where it's where.
yeah,
you
let
know.
it lay. Let it lay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Leave it right there. Twiz, where we at?
Yo, we are at
We're well over the hour.
we're at 117. Almost 120.
117. You guys got a little extra today.
Si, senor.
Yo,
You guys
Claudio, shout out Claudio in the chat. I got my Halloween costume ready, boy.
Shout out to Claudio in the chat. We're giving you guys 15 minutes extra. This is the 15 minutes that Mike didn't put into his the congressional candidate didn't put into his video. We give it to you guys over here.
That's crazy.
I got nothing else, man.
Yo, I think what I'm thinking is, I think on the Instagram, are you going to Claudio's party?
I am going to his party.
I think I'm going to go live on the Instagram. We're going to go live at Claudio's Halloween party. That's what we're going to do.
Well, I think at the very least we should show them his haunted house. We have a friend, a mutual friend, real good guy. He throws a Halloween party every year and really goes all out. And at this Halloween party, to get into it, you have to go through like this haunted maze that he creates. And every year it gets bigger and scarier. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I don't like scary shit. I don't like scary shit. I don't like Halloween. Like I don't like shit popping out at me. I don't like haunted houses. I don't like that shit.
He doesn't like to have any fun.
It's not
If you
about
haven't
fun.
noticed.
Nope.
He prefers zero fun. Zero fun.
He's
No
a very,
laughing.
Very serious guy.
Hide the alcohol. You know.
There's nothing fun about things scaring you. There's nothing fun about being scared.
You don't think there's nothing fun about like that? Do you like roller coasters?
Yes.
You're not a little scared on roller coasters?
Not the same kind of fear. I'm anxious on roller coasters. I've got adrenaline. I don't have a fear that I'm going to die. You know, because many people get on these things and not many of them die.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that walking through Claudio's haunted house, you thought you were going to die.
When things pop, so
Whoa.
spat. Good thing we got this thing on here. Did you see that? Just spat everywhere. Yeah, it's just it ensues a different level. They're like a different fear. It makes me like. Did I say anxious before?
Yeah,
It
you
makes
said
me-
anxious is roller coasters for you.
anxious is roller coasters. All right, I can't use the same fucking adverb or whatever that shit is.
No, it's all right. I don't want to judge
I think
you.
you're just startled. It's the jump scares. Jump scares, they startle the heck out of people.
Yeah.
And that's most what it is. So it's more like you said, I think the anxiety turns into adrenaline the same way when you get startled, it turns into adrenaline.
Yeah, I mean, it gives me the same feeling I had when I was walking home from summer school, like as a kid. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I'm walking through this cut.
Well, that's different.
So I
Walking
don't
through the cut in the hood.
Yeah.
Everybody has that.
That's
You
the feeling I get.
We all been there, bro.
Yeah, you don't want to walk around the block, so you walk through this cut. But
Bro, we all been there like, damn, yo, and I got my new Spreewell jersey
yeah,
on. Shit.
yeah, bro, that's
Shit.
the feeling I get in haunted houses. That's sincerely how I feel when I'm in haunted houses. I'm like, fuck, bro. My mom just invited me to one the other day. Like my mom, my sister, my whole family was going, and it was supposed to be like this, like new epic haunted house, and I was like, absolutely not. No, thank you. But yeah, I'm not into haunted houses. I do think that we should go on social media and show everybody his
We
haunted
will.
house.
We're going to go, I don't know if we'll be live or do a story or do a post.
I'll probably do some stories.
I think we do a story.
You
Yeah,
guys do some
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah, man.
because live is gonna be difficult.
Yeah, because there's gonna be too much
We all
going
got to be
on.
there on time, you know.
Nah, I mean, shit. I'll go live. I'll be there before you because I'm always way more on time than you.
You're right. Justin's very punctual.
Very punctual.
That's it.
Very punctual, man. Listen.
Listen, you guys, man. You guys are something else. you
Masters
know?
of None, episode 125.
Yes, sir.
You can listen to this episode on all of your podcast listening applications: Stitcher, Apple Music, Google Music, Spotify. What did Spaz say
Twitch,
earlier?
ham radio,
Yeah, ham radio.
106.1 FM.
Yeah, you can
Morse
listen to us
code.
on all of those. And you can also find us on Twitch for the gaming fans out there.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man. Twitch is good too, man. Twitch puts out a high quality stream, so
Yep.
you know it's interesting over there. And we're soon gonna have some kind of an integration where we can actually check all the chats at once. You know, so it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot easier. And of course, Twiz being the man behind the scenes for us, always helping us out, fact checking us from looking too crazy. I mean, we're like 80% crazy, but you know, he helps us out. We'd be like 40% crazy if Twiz wasn't here checking us. So
That's a fact.
you know, checking up on everything, helping us out with the behind the scenes stuff, and you know, just being El Guy.
He is El Guy.
Yeah.
That's it. Masters of None, episode 125.
Episode 125. And once again, shout out to Great South Bay Brewery. We appreciate you. And I will have one of these during each episode. You continue to repost us and hook us up. That's what we got. So, guys, we appreciate you. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you send this to at least one friend and hit the notification bell. So every time we go live or post a video, you guys get an immediate notification.
Cheer.
That's what we got.
Oye, te hablo desde la prisión. Wilson Manyoma.